or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh. Oh, okay.
Doing this weekly pick'em stuff. So both of us did great in our picks last week. We both we're 2-0 last week. The Cowboys narrowly won this game. And I still haven't watched all the highlights, but somehow Jerry got somebody to do something. He actually has a connection to God, and you guys won. So salute to Dak. Salute to everybody for somehow pulling that off. That's crazy. And the Steelers won.
Steelers won. Like I told you they would. Dude, me personally, after seeing last week, I have no hope for this season. Like, the only good thing about this season is that the rest of the NFC East sucks so much ass that we just might stumble into success and actually get into the playoffs. But Mike McCarthy apparently is the dumbest yes man to ever walk the face of this earth. Because, like, first off, if he wanted to draft CeeDee Lamb, he's a fucking idiot. Because, like, you didn't need wide receiver help, okay? So, like, he obviously was listening to Jerry Jones on that. He let Jerry pick that pick. Cool, whatever. That's a waste of a first-round draft pick. We already wasted another one on Amari Cooper. Now, we have him letting the special teams coach go for it on fourth down twice with the special teams unit. One time, 4th and 5 in our own territory with a running play. Like
this to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good.
Man, man, that shit pissed me off, man.
Bruh, what the fuck? You know you're gonna lose your job doing dumb shit like this, dog. You don't even do that shit in Madden. Like, come on, bro. Like, in your own territory, you go for it with the special units team from 4th and 5. Like, you just might as well let the offense out there if you're going to do it. Like, I am bewildered right now, dude. Like, the fact that we won that game, and I told you we were going to win by 1 point, which is also a miracle.
That's crazy. I mean, dude, the fact that you can pick these –
I've covered the spread twice.
I don't know if there's a way to capitalize on that necessarily because it's usually, like, just the, whatever the – I'm fucking high. I can't remember. What's it called?
Like the over-under?
Yeah, the spread. Yeah. So, I mean, technically, you should be able to pick that. We ought to get on DraftKings or something and just use you as a test to see if we can win that shit.
I think you got to go on Brovada. So, like, that's a gambling site, and you can pick the spreads and stuff. But I really don't fully understand how all that shit works. So, like, that's why I don't really mess with it too much.
The team that's -7 has to win by more than that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
if you pick the score, you just pick the score. And if your score is anyway indicative of the spread either way, that's how you would pick for the spread. I mean, you can pick wins and losses and shit, but I don't know, dude. I can't get into gambling, bro. I don't want to.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna want to fight somebody if I lose my money, and it's just like that's not how that's not how gambling works.
Athletics without being like into athletics. That's why
exactly
I used to love doing it so much because even if like a year where the Steelers sucked, or if I don't, I like basketball, but I don't have a team anymore. I just don't. I stopped paying attention. I really don't give a fuck. So. Sports like that, or like if it's an off year for your football team, it is fun to gamble because then it gives stakes to everything. And I mean, you can gamble for anything. You can gamble if they're going to win the fucking coin toss.
Right. I said I just can't get into it because I don't have enough money to lose, and like I said, I'm gonna wind up being at Vegas like knocking on Caesar's Palace door like, hey man, I need that check back, bro. Yeah. I can't take no loss.
On that shit, motherfucker.
Right. And they gonna be like, that ain't how it works, sir. Yeah. They gonna beat your ass.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Exactly.
But I gotta say, you don't have any hope for the Cowboys. Steelers, here's what I feel like. We're good, and I like to see that we have a great defense. Last week, the secondary, for some reason, was giving up a lot of yards to the backup quarterback for Denver, but, we still won the game. And my thought is, at this point in the season, seeing what we've done, that we're good, but we're at a tier with maybe, I guess, the Patriots and like the Raiders and stuff, where we're good, but I don't think we could beat the Chiefs or the Ravens. I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
We might be able to beat the Ravens a little bit, but let's get into the actual pick 'em.
So who y'all
this
play this week?
we are sorry. The Steelers are playing Houston.
Oh.
And I'm worried about this
Well,
game. I think we could win because their offensive line is trash, Houston's offensive line. The defense has given up a lot of run yards, even though they got J.J. Watt. And their secondary is a little bit suspect. So on paper, I would say we should win this game. But Houston has got to be desperate for a win. They've lost 2 games, first 2 games of the season. They don't want to go 0-3. I don't know if this is at Houston or not. I'll look that up. But I am worried that we're going to lose this game. And
here's the thing about Houston, dude, is that they made a conscious decision, and I don't know why this happened, but they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, and you can see that their offense is suffering for that because he is a special receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could do things that the average receiver couldn't do. And I think he was helping Deshaun Watson along the way by being able to do that. You always had somebody that they had to roll coverage to or, like, you know, keep an eye on or at least, you know, have a safety watching. You couldn't just let him go free because he would burn you up. But now without that, they're trying to wide receiver by committee. And I feel like their O-line isn't good enough to, like, keep him safe enough for other people to get open because, like, I don't know, man. Like, I was watching that game last week, and granted, they had a tough schedule, bro. Houston has one of the hardest schedules I've ever seen because they played the Chiefs, then they played the Ravens right after that. Like, some fucking hard teams to play back-to-back, you know what I'm saying? And they're about to play y'all, which, once again, ain't about to be no gimme game. So, like, they have a really tough schedule anyways. So, I think maybe they're not as bad as they seemed in those losses because they were still, you know, competitive. They just were playing really great teams. And I think, like I said, the fact that he has to get used to these new receivers is just like a big learning curve for him. So, like, I'm going to go ahead and say that he actually is going to beat y'all because I think he's going to have to put the team on his back this week and, like, maybe rush for, like, 85 yards and throw for another 250. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have to do some amazing shit. And, like, that kid has done amazing shit in his history. So, like, I don't want to count him out.
Too. That's what you need is a guy that can do that shit because he can definitely make a difference. Keep him in the game long enough for them to beat us, like, with a field goal in the last second.
Right.
So what's your idea for the score? Who do you think is going to win? And
I would say Houston is going to wind up having to put, like, like 30 up on y'all. And I think y'all might wind up with like 28, 27, something like that.
All right, I'm going to say 30. You said 30, 28. So Houston wins. I'm going to say, man, that's pretty good. I'm going to say 21-17 Houston.
Damn, you put your team down for the L, bro?
I just feel do I want my team to lose? No, fuck no. I want them to smash them, and I think they can, but I think that going up against a team like this that does have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, even if they've been fucking up a little bit, my team likes to play down to the competition. Houston's going to be desperate for a win. It is in Pittsburgh. I don't know how much.
I didn't know it was in Pittsburgh.
I don't really know how much that matters that much now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just say 21-20. Houston's going to win on like a last second thing.
Okay.
I don't want it to happen, but I just got this really shitty sneaking suspicion that Steelers are just going to pull like one of those typical Steelers things where everything's going good. They should be, annihilating this team, but they don't. I mean, they should have annihilated Denver, and they let Denver stick in a while by the defense getting sloppy in the second half. So if they don't do those things, maybe they'll win. But right now, I just got a shitty feeling.
See, the thing about
Houston's gonna win.
The thing about y'all is if they have the right philosophy going into this game, which should be run the ball down Houston's fucking throat. Keep the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hands. Run that mug until you can't run it no more. It should be an easy game for y'all. I just don't know if y'all going to go out there and do that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm with you. I kind of feel like sometimes the Steelers get caught up in, like, who they're playing rather than how they should be playing, and it kind of fucks them. Because, like, I watched that game Sunday, and the same thing I was thinking, too, was, like, y'all should have blown Denver out by, like, 4 touchdowns the way that game started up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
everything was going y'all way.
Them, dude. Everybody was just getting to the quarterback. We knocked the guy out. I mean, we knocked the guy out. We hit him so many times. So they should have beat the shit out of him. And they have that habit where, you know, now there's no – used to be the excuse that we don't have secondary. They suck. So that's a weak spot. But now we don't got the – there's no excuses, you know. We got Minka Fitzpatrick. We got Joe Hayden. And we have all the linebackers and defensive linemen that you could ever want in a defense. But somehow they still let these shitty quarterbacks throw on them and, you know, stay in the game. So we'll see, man. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I hope they win.
And now for the easy pick 'em coming up next.
I was going to say, bro, this one's not looking good. It's Dallas versus Seattle. Is it in Dallas?
Here's the thing.
I don't know if it matters.
It's in Seattle. But here's the thing. Cowboys actually usually play Seahawks kind of good. But after seeing what the fuck Mike McCarthy was smoking last week, dude, we about to lose. I'm going to say this score with total confidence. 35-20 fucking 4, bro. It ain't going to be close. It ain't going to be no type of game worth watching. We about to get that ass whooped, dog. I don't see how in any fucking way we about to come out here unless they just have a total change in philosophy and like Mike McCarthy wakes up the fuck out of whatever bullshit he was doing last week. We about to get shitted on, dog. Like straight up.
I mean, it's crazy you said that because I wrote my score idea down before we started this, and you said exactly what I was thinking. 35-24 Seattle. So
I mean, it's not going to be close, dog. You know what's crazy about Russell Wilson, dude, is it looks like he can kind of flip a switch in his head when, like, other teams get close to about to, like, come back, and he's just like, oh, okay, it's the drive right here, or I'm going to just put it all together. And he does that shit, bro. Like, literally, like, I feel like you hit a point in your career, and, like, I was noticing this even, like, playing sports myself, even though I'm not really good, but, like, you stop worrying about can you do something because you've done it before. So now you're just like, oh, I know how to do this. And then, like, because you have that confidence, it makes you better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like LeBron does that shit sometimes where it's just like, oh, I've been here before. Like, I know what to do. Like, playing golf. Like, I've hit this shot before. You know what I'm saying? And, like, because you've done it enough times, like, the repetition of it makes you stronger. I feel like that's what Russell Wilson has hit that stride now where it's just like he's fine-tuned his game to the point where it's just like, oh, all I can do now is go up. Like, there is no more decline in my shit. Like, my experience has made me age, and, like, I'm just, like, a beast. Because, like, dude, he's the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't care what nobody says.
Without a doubt. This year, I would have said Drew Brees was up there, but Drew Brees looked like his arm's done. So Russell Wilson looks to be at the – first of all, he's the best he's ever been, which is crazy because he's actually getting, like – he's had a lot of –
he's been to Super Bowls already.
Tread on those tires, but he's still doing real well. But yeah, I mean, he just looks so sharp, and as always, you know, everybody wants to talk shit about Pete Carroll back in the day, but that dude, it proved me wrong because I was like, he's never going to make it in the pros. Like all those coaches back in the day, like Saban tried, all those people went in the NFL and just left immediately. And damn, dude, they look like
I honestly don't like Pete Carroll. But I love Russell Wilson. I can't hate that dude.
No,
He's from Virginia too.
To me, he's like it's like watching Tom Brady, but almost more. There's more there, but you just have to acknowledge what you're seeing is just, you know, top level shit. He's just a great player. There's nothing else to say. So there we go,
like
dude.
I said, we don't stand a chance. Cowboys about to get that ass whooped, dog. Only hope we got is if Zeke get like 150 yards and just like goes buck wild. It's not about to happen though. So
good luck.
Yeah, it's a wrap, dude.
Yeah,
it's a total wrap.
Well, there you go. I mean, I think we covered it. We can get into football more, you know, as the season goes, but we got those week 3 picks. So just to go over them one more time, for the Dallas versus Seattle game, I've picked Seattle, and Aaron's picked Seattle with the same exact score, 35-24. And then for Pittsburgh, Houston, I hate to do. I'm so sorry, Pittsburgh. I'm so sorry. I know you guys. I love you, and I hate you, and I think Pittsburgh's going to lose to Houston, 21-20. Aaron thinks Houston's going to win too, at 30-28. So if you want to bet, I would use Aaron's picks because clearly there's some sort of fucking.
Well, we've both been right though. Like right now,
we've been good. I've been good with the shit, but you've been like locked in even on the scores. So
yeah, I mean, I just know how the Cowboys like to fucking win and lose games, dog. But I honestly, I turned away from the Atlanta game, bro. I was on the phone with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, what the fuck? They done won. I've never seen a team do what Atlanta did, bro. Like, just to bring that up real quick, because it was just an amazing ass thing to talk about. Like, do they not know the rules for the onside kick, bro?
I mean, I don't. That coach, he's gone. It's over. That guy's given up so many games.
He didn't lose his job this week.
Get the fuck get out of there, bro.
I fired the whole coaching staff, dog. Like, after 2 games, I'd have been like, yo, we can't be doing this bullshit.
I mean, if they and that's what's crazy, though. It's like that team can just put up all the stats you want. You got Julio Jones, you got Matt Ryan, and they can throw to each other and all that shit. And I forget their name of their running back, but offensively,
Ty Gurley.
Yeah, they'll throw up as much as all the numbers you want, and they'll end up losing. It just doesn't matter. It's like,
well, you know why they lost?
They will just tail off at the end. Like right at last minute, if they can lose the game, they're going to lose it.
Well, the same reason why they lost that game is why they lost the Super Bowl. They didn't fucking run the ball.
No.
When you're up by 3 scores, 2 scores, you ball control. You manage the clock. Every drive needs to be 5, 6 to 7 minutes off the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't doing that shit. Like,
I think what you're seeing, the running backs now, they're just like the commodity itself. It's just dying as far as the utility of using it.
I don't think so.
Like we are used to. Like it used to be like, especially for the Steelers and for you guys, you get a lead and you run it down their throat until the game's over.
Right.
That's all you got to do. That's a winning. It's been done over and over again. You have
tried and true, bro.
Nothing else. Win a Super Bowl with that and defense. That's
the
all
Ravens.
Exactly.
That's what they did.
Team when they won it, when we beat Seattle back with Ben Roethlisberger the first time. All we had was defense and a little bit of offense, and we just ran it down their throat with the bus, did a couple of things, and luckily we won the Super Bowl. And you can do that. But now it's becoming where it's almost like the running backs can't withstand the workload. So whenever they get injured, like Saquon Barkley, I mean, there was a shit ton of injuries this past week. So you're seeing that paying a running back who's even a top-tier guy, for me, like a Le'Veon Bell back in the day, Zeke, Saquon Barkley, it's good if they can maintain that workload, but it seems like offenses don't want to commit to that running the ball philosophy at all. And when they do, they put it in the hands of like one guy, and that guy gets injured like Saquon Barkley did last week. And then it's out the window because you got some other running back that can't do some superhuman shit to change the game. Le'Veon Bell,
you know what my thing is, dude?
They just squandered that guy. Pittsburgh used him, figured it out. He went to the Jets, and they don't know how to use him. So he just goes into a scheme that can't use him right.
Right.
He gets injured because they can't use him right. They just run him down the throat of somebody instead of doing what he does best, and then his career's fucked because he fucked his legs up. He can't do shit. He doesn't get that money anymore. So it's kind of weird to watch.
Here's the thing about Bill Belichick that I actually got to respect, because I really don't like Bill Belichick as a person or anything, or I don't like the Patriots at all, really. But if you ever watch their games, dude, they have a game plan, and their mindset is, we're going to make the other team – we're going to dictate to the other team. Whatever we're doing, they have to respond to that. We're not going to respond to what they're doing. They're not going to make us get out of our game plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of teams don't have that mentality of, like, what we do best, we're going to do to you until you stop it. And then when you start stopping it, we have this to fall back on. Like, I feel like a lot of teams just get out there and they be like, it'd be cool if we did a play like this time. Oh, we tried this. Let's try this time. And, like, they just, like, it's like when you're playing Madden, they're just kind of, like, randomly picking shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know if you really play Madden, dude, like it's plays that work. You know what I'm saying? Like you know for a fact, like if I keep doing this to this guy, it's kind of cheesy, but it's gonna keep working because it's just a good play in this game. That's how football is. Like if you have that, like if you got fucking OJ Simpson or that's a terrible person to name, but if you got Randy Moss, the strength of your team is to air the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a good running back, the strength of your team is to run the ball with that guy, get him on the edge, get him in space. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of teams just be like, well, we got this cool little play, we got this cool little play, and we've been wanting to run this all week, and they just be wanting to do shit versus being like, this is what we do best. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do shit, but you do it the best. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of teams don't have that mentality, bro. Like,
or they have a player that they feel the need, like the Browns, where they have OBJ.
The Browns, I was about to say that.
We got to throw to him because he wants the ball, and we spent all this money, but it's like it ain't working.
Right, and you have Chubb
open all the time.
You have Nick Chubb. You have a beast at running back, and you have another guy that's a beast at wide receiver. Like if
and a beast tight end that's huge. That if you throw to him 10 times, I mean. That Njoku used to have bad hands, but I saw a game earlier this season where it looked like he kind of rectified that. But
yeah, man, I just feel like that's the thing, though, bro. But yeah, I mean, we talked about football, we talked about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got all year.
Well,
we got all year to complain.
We can just prove how we should be NFL coaches throughout this season, and maybe one of these GMs will just start listening to Ain't Life Funny, bro, and just hire us.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepolls.com.